social sparklers at the ballpark, sometimes anything can sound like a good idea. Game one of a four-game set against the Fish. Three-game series down in South Florida a month ago, dominated by the Padres. They swept the three-game series. Why was the Padre offense so successful down there?
It was hot on the beach. It was hot at the ballpark because of the San Diego Padre bats. They had some great approaches, and that's been the theme lately. I want you to check out these guys.
Drives in two here this afternoon, and it's 3-0.
Take a look at the pitching matchup for this one. It does involve Javier Vasquez, who against and at Petco Park, game one of a four-game series between the Padres and the Florida Marlins. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Marlins, brought to you by the Prize Patrol, presented by Jerome's Furniture. Text winning to 269-411 to enter. And for the Marlins, Bonifacio leading off, playing short with Hanley Ramirez on the DL. Then Peterson in left, and Mike Stanton has homered in each of his last four games. No Marlin in their franchise history has ever homered in 5 consecutive games. Dobbs bats in the cleanup spot with Sanchez at first. Cameron back playing center with Buck catching, Jose Lopez at second, and Vasquez ninth.
Yeah, Mike Stanton is that young kid who can put the pop on that baseball and get it out of any ballpark. Opposite field as well. That's how strong he is.
Padres take the field. And the former Marlin, Cameron Maben, who's having such an outstanding year in his first year with San Diego. Time for our starting pitching profile, brought to you by your San Diego County Cadillac dealer. Stop in today for an attractive lease or purchase offer.
Well, Tim Stauffer needs to make an adjustment. He knows that as well as anybody. At Cincinnati, those 3 innings, 7 hits, 9 runs, career high 5 home runs. So what do? You erase it from the memory bank. It's a new day. It's a new start here at Petco Park. And if Tim Stauffer can utilize that cutter, keep the ball on the ground, I think I like his chances.
Tim has been very effective at home, a 2.64 home ERA, 7th best home ERA for any pitcher in the National League. Here's the defense behind Stauffer tonight in the outfield. It's Cam Maben in center, flanked by Kyle Blanks in left and Will Venable in right. Logan Forsythe at third. On the other corner, Jesus Guzman with Jason Bartlett and Orlando Hudson up the middle, and Nick Hundley doing the catching. So the Padres come in at 55 and 70. The Marlins 57 and 66. The thing you notice about the Marlins, like the Padres, they play well on the road. And Jack McKeon, who of course came back in 2003 and led them to a World Series, here in 2011, he has, and not to crass towards the Marlins, he's inherited a much different team than he did 8 years ago.
Absolutely. And when you look at the way the Marlins were playing on May 28th of this year, they had a record of 30 wins, 20 losses. It was the best record in the National League, right?
Yes.
Since then, it has been downhill for the Florida Marlins. Injuries to their top guys. We mentioned Hanley Ramirez a little bit ago. The Padres cuffed around the starting rotation in Florida. Hopefully it carries over to tonight.
Florida, by the way, 32 and 25 on the road this year. So they played much better away from home. As there's Emilio Bonifacio, the switch-hitting infielder, playing shortstop tonight, and we are ready to go from Petco Park. First pitch from Stauffer, up and away, and we are underway. 68 degrees and clear at game time tonight. Bonifacio showing bunt, takes up high, 2 balls, no strikes. Bonifacio earlier this season rang up a 26-game hitting streak, which to this point has been the 3rd longest in the National League. Of course, Dan Uggla's recently ended hitting streak has been the longest in the NL.
Talk about 33 games. Come on. That is tough to do.
You look at the streaks, Mud, that end between 30 and 40, though, there's a bunch of them.
Yeah.
I mean, to get over that 40 mark is a big hump. Bonifacio lifts it down the left field side, blanks towards the line, out of room as it's in the seats.
I think the philosophy for Tim Stauffer tonight, especially when he faces Emilio Bonifacio, is to keep the ball in the air. He's only got 2 home runs on the year. Occasionally he'll run into one, maybe wrap one around a foul pole, but keep it in the air. Outfield is playing shallow. He can beat you with his speed if the ball is hit on the ground.
Speed the key, as you mentioned, Bud, because he's as likely to have an inside the park home run as an over the fence home run, and he's out looking, and that's the way this game begins. Bonifacio strikes out.
This is the cutter I was talking about from Tim Stauffer. And that's just below the belt buckle on the outer quadrant of home plate. Nice frame job by Nick Hundley. It's a good way to start for Timmy Stauffer.
Left fielder Brian Peterson making his 7th consecutive start, and he's hit .476 in his last 6 starts, 10 for his last 21. A Southern California guy out of Chatsworth High School.
He's got a little Steve Finley in him, doesn't he?
Yeah, the way he stands at the plate.
Yeah.
Just off the outside corner, 1-1.
So switch, Bonifacio, left Peterson, right Stanton. I think the cutter can be just as effective, righty or lefty, for Tim Stauffer.
Right in on the hands. That cutter, 1-2.
That one had more tilt to it.
One out, base is empty, just underway in the Florida first inning. 1-2 pitch from Tim Stauffer. Fastball fouled back. Fastball at 92 from Stauffer.
Hey, as a pitcher, when you have 2 outings like Tim Stauffer had, remember the one in New York, 7 innings, he battled back because he gave up 3 home runs, and then the next outing 5. You talk about those 4 days in between starts, wanting to get back out on that hill. That's the one downfall of being a starting pitcher.
1-2 pitch. Inside, 2-2. Peterson, remember, actually pitched against the Padres.
That's right.
In the 14-3 Padre win, that was July 20th. Peterson became the 6th position player in Marlins team history to pitch through a scoreless inning. There's a breaking ball, a curve, and he strikes out Brian Peterson. That's going to bring up Mike Stanton, who's been red hot with the long ball recently. He has homered in 4 consecutive games. This is going back 4 games, going deep, and that's 434 in that part of the ballpark.
Hey, that's Colorado, but you know, that would have been out anywhere. And you know what, I'm looking at the contact on those pitches. Sure, they're fat pitches, but that one he hit the center field in Florida, that was kind of out and away. That guy is some kind of strong now.
So no Marlin has ever homered in 5 consecutive games. Here's Stanton with a chance tonight to set that mark. 29 home runs, which is only 1 behind Albert Pujols' NL leading total of 13. Stanton comes in with a 5-game hitting streak and a 4-game home run streak. He takes a strike. There have been a number of Marlins that have homered in 4 consecutive games, going back to Kurt Abbott in '94. Some familiar names there, including Miguel Cabrera, Preston Wilson, but none in a Marlins uniform at 5. And that ball is smoked to left field, and it short hops the fence. And Stanton on his way to second. He hit a ball as hard as you can hit it to the left field corner. Did you hear the sound of that one? That
ball was scalded. My goodness gracious. He is some kind of strong. We're going to take a look at the Carl's Jr. pitch track. How did Tim Stauffer try to get Mike Stanton? Well, first pitch, 2-seamer away. You can see his mindset here. He's trying to keep the ball away, give him right field maybe. And that breaking ball there, you could have hung the laundry on that one right there. If that ball caroms off to Kyle Blanks in left field, there's a chance he might have him to get him at second base. That ball was hit hard.
That ball was undressed. 2-out double, 22nd 2-base hit for Mike Stanton. And here's the cleanup hitter, third baseman Greg Dobbs. Hits the first pitch on the ground to Jesus Guzman, and that's going to take care of the Marlins. A 2-out double by Stanton, who extends his hitting streak to 6 games. And they leave a man. Padres coming up in the bottom half. Center is home with a free alignment. Venable leads off, followed by Bartlett, Mabit, Guzman in the cleanup spot. Hundley batting 7th, has hit in all 5 games since coming off the DL. Had a couple of triples on Tuesday against the Mets. First pitch swinging, Venable fouls it back.
Well, Javier Vasquez, the veteran right-hander, this guy can give you some innings. 9 out of the last 10 years, he has given his teams 200-plus innings. The one year he didn't, it was 198. Fastball, slider, curve, and a change from Javier.
Right down central for a strike on a fastball, 0-2.
He's got to rely on location. He's going to top out about 92, 93.
Quickly ahead of Will, 0-2. Takes off a couple of signs.
Breaking ball. Nope, fastball.
Popped up left side. Bonifacio on the outfield grass. Will pops out to short. There's the Fish defense brought to you by North County GMC, a Southern California tradition for over 20 years. Peterson, Cameron, and Stanton in the outfield. Dobbs, Bonifacio, Lopez, and Gabby Sanchez on the infield with John Buck catching.
68 errors for the Marlins. Tied for 7th. As far as fewest errors, how about the Philadelphia Phillies?
They do it all, don't they?
53 errors for the Fightins.
Easy to overlook their defense with the pitching and offense that they have. First pitch hacking. Bartlett fouls it back. Couple of homers for Jason.
The hitting was contagious in Florida. I'm telling you. Everybody was getting the act. There was a fight at that bat rack in Florida. And it's going to happen to the great ones. You know, Nolasco, he had a tough outing.
Nolasco had a tough outing last night at Coors Field. He gave up 11 runs in 3 innings. That's the most runs ever allowed by a Marlins pitcher in a single outing.
Even happens to the good ones.
It does.
Ricky Nolasco is a darn good pitcher.
And it can happen at Coors
in
a heartbeat, man. Javier Vasquez, over 13 years of big league ties. Recently turned 35 years old. One-two. Towards first, and that's out of reach of Sanchez, and down the line and right. Bartlett motoring for second as Stanton had to go into foul ground to pick it up. And it's a one-out double for Jason Bartlett.
That is almost like the swing in the pregame show that we showed you when Jason Bartlett was hitting in South Florida. He's got such good bat control. Vasquez tries to pepper. That ball is actually off the plate a little bit. And you talk about getting that front foot set, realizing where that pitch is, and not doing too much with it. That's exactly what Jason Bartlett did for that double. That's pretty.
Well, the former Marlin Cameron Maben went 9 for 15 in the series in Florida.
He was unconscious, man. And defensively, making some good plays.
He chased that breaking ball. Pretty good career numbers for Cameron against Javier Vasquez. 4 for 8 career against Vasquez.
You almost had to guess that breaking ball was coming, huh? Runner in scoring position. Maven's been putting up good numbers.
It's off the outside corner. Looked like a cutter or a slider.
Yeah, sometimes that fastball of Vasquez will have cutting action to it. Just kind of work around that ball just a little bit. He's going to try to put guys away, though, with his slider and his curveball.
Well, tipped into the mid of Buck. Cameron comes in tonight with a 5-game hitting streak. He's behind in the count to Vasquez. The 1-2. Protecting with 2 strikes. It's a little dribbler left side. Dobbs throw won't get him. Bartlett advances to third. And Maven breaks his bat, but got a piece of that off the end of the bat and legs out an infield hit.
So that shillelagh will die happy. It was a breaking ball down and away. Maben tries to hook it. You see the little rotation on that pitch from Vasquez. And as soon as that ball was hit, see Jason Bartlett, he realized that Dobbs, Bonifacio, if either of those two defenders are going to get it, they've got a long way to go because it's not hit sharply. He's taken that 90 feet to go to third base.
Yeah, easy to overlook that base running because too many times ground ball left side, the runner's going to stay at second. Read well by Bartlett. Jesus Guzman. Maben has the attention of Vasquez with Cam's 31 stolen bases this year. Well, what numbers Jesus Guzman is putting up? It's jammed and fouls it back.
Yeah, his bat's starting to burn a little bit. Huh? When he makes contact, he's hitting the ball so well. And when you talk about the running game for the Padres tonight, if in fact they do put the guys in motion, John Buck has thrown out 17%. The average in the major leagues about 32%.
Runners at the corners, 1 out, no score in the Padres' first inning. Reaching it fouled, an 0-2 count on Guzman.
Vasquez does a fine job of having an abbreviated slide step and being quick to home plate. That doesn't mean that Buddy Black won't put something on, but he does a good job of holding the runner over first base.
Jesus Guzman has been unconscious with runners in scoring position this year. 452. 19 for 42 in this situation.
It's beer league numbers.
Yeah, I've heard some of the sabermetricians say that there's no such thing as clutch hitting. I disagree. I think certain hitters with men on base, with RBIs, yeah, they smell them out, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
There goes Maben. He picked a great pitch to run on. No shot for Buck. It was a curveball that he had to reach for. And Cameron Maben swipes his 32nd bag in 35 attempts on the season.
Well, you're absolutely right, Mark. He pitched a great pitch to go on. It's a big breaking ball, 12-6. Slide step, but speed of Maben. Let's check out the pitch. Curveball. John Buck's thinking, you know what, no way, I'll fake it. Maybe you're going to bite on it. But Jason Bartlett remains at third base.
So 2 runners in scoring position for Jesus Guzman. Still behind in the count, though, and sees a 1-2 from Vasquez. Fouls it straight back, the 94-mile-per-hour heater.
You know, getting back to your point regarding guys that smell them out, right, in situations, I think it's a mindset to where they tell themselves as hitters, you know what, the pressure's on that guy. He's got to come to me.
Put it on the pitcher, right?
Exactly. And, of course, your approach has a lot to do with it as well. You can't try to pull everything out of the ball yard and, you know, hoping for the 3-run shot. But certain types of swings, certain types of approaches, and players, I think, yeah, there is clutch hitting, no question.
Lays off a pitch near the high inside corner. Now, the statisticians say that if you have a large enough sample size, it'll all even out. There's no such thing as clutch hitting. But again, depends on the player, the guy. There's certain guys you want up in key situations. Guzman's been one of those guys for the Padres this year. With 2 on, 1 out, a 2-2 pitch. Guess what? He's done it again. Fair inside the line and right. Bartlett and Maben come in, and Jesus Guzman's thinking 3. Stanton's throw cut off. There's Guzman at third. It's 2-0 San Diego. Clutch hitting is alive and well, Mark Grant.
And the Zeus is on the loose. Vasquez tried to sneak a fastball prior to that last pitch. He went hard and in on him, and then the next pitch was a breaking ball from Vasquez. He wants it down and away. Oh, he stayed on that ball nicely, just like Jason Bartlett, trying not to do too much, right? If you try to pull that ball, it's trouble. He's not the fastest on his feet, but he got the green light from Glenn Hoffman. He had to downshift a little bit.
A little hesitation as he approached second, like he's not going to send me. Oh, yeah, here we go. Spike or Randy Reddy with a little grin
Yeah.
there as Guzman with his second triple of the season.
That'll make any hitting coach happy.
Hudson fouls it off left side. So an early lead for the Padres. And Jesus Guzman's 32nd, 33rd, and 33rd runs batted in. Infield comes in for Florida.
You know, at the opposite field swing, righty or lefty, it's not the sexiest thing, but you know what? There's just as many hits out there the opposite way than there are down the left field line, like Stanton, right?
Right.
That's going to be talked about as one of the hardest hit balls ever, right?
That ball in the top of the inning.
And it looked great, right?
Down the left field side, Dobbs and Bonifacio, and right near the seats, reaching in. Couldn't catch it. He had to reach into the seats. So at that point, it's fair game for the fans. As long as the fan doesn't reach over. But the fan got the souvenir and keeps Hudson at the plate.
Hey, chalk one up for the Friar fan. You can see the third base umpire, Dan Bellino, motioning, yes, the ball was in the stands. Free game for Cha-Cha there with the glove and a nice catch.
Hey, he and the cat and the Yankee hat are down there with gloves. And he's the one that got the souvenir. Up and into Orlando. Who did he get hit? He's acting like he did.
Yeah, I think home plate umpire Tony Randazzo motioned towards first base. Got him on the elbow. I thought I heard a couple of hits. One on him and then one in the glove. Yep. See the ball change direction a little bit?
Just tipped the bottom right there on the elbow. So Hudson hit by pitch to put runners at the corners.
Yep.
So after getting the leadoff man, Venable, 4 in a row have reached. Here's Kyle Blanks. First pitch hacking at the 93-mile-per-hour fastball.
But getting back to my sexy swing analogy.
Yeah.
A couple times this inning, Bartlett, Guzman. Hey, it is a pretty swing to me, but the whole idea is just the approach of what pitch you're getting and doing something with it.
This is Guzman with a 2-run triple in this inning. Hudson back easily.
Have we really seen Kyle Blanks lay into one? I mean, one that would really, to dot his 8 on the scoreboard out there.
Yeah, he certainly got the power to do that.
One of those 8s.
Hudson bluffs like he's going. Breaking ball down and away. We talked to about Mike Stanton's power. When you talk about young power for the Padres, Kyle Blanks can be that guy. Now, Mike Stanton's still a very young player. And Kyle's had to come back from the Tommy John surgery, but the power is there.
Oof, middle end. I mean, a lot of power hitters like that ball middle end. Take a look. Buck wanted it away, and it leaks middle end. Thanks to Carl's Jr. pitch tracks. Inner half of the plate.
Kyle playing in his 26th game of the season in the big leagues for the Padres. And fastball up and in, 2-2.
You almost have to think breaking ball here, huh? Buzzed his tower with a little heater.
Curveball down and away.
I'm thinking slider. Shorter breaking ball.
Let's see what Vasquez.
And we know that Blanks can go the opposite way as well, right?
Sure. Hudson has to dive back this time. Two balls, 2 strikes on the Padres left fielder. like a fastball, and he kept down and was fouled back. So we were both wrong. No slider, no curveball.
0 for 2. Even though he loves the fastball, doesn't mean you can't throw him the fastball, right? It's got to be in the right location. Try to tie him up there, down and in.
They stepped to third and looked to first, trying to get Hudson to leave early, who did take a step or two toward second. But
he almost got Ruben Rivera.
That's saying a lot right there.
Yeah.
Hudson running, swing and a miss, strike 3, throw down to second, off the glove of Bonifacio, and here comes Guzman. Well, a strikeout of Blanks, but a stolen base for Orlando, a career high 17th. But wait a minute here.
Oh, an interference?
On Blanks.
I didn't think that was interference at all.
Here comes Bud Black for an explanation from Tony Randazzo. The strikeout, and they're going to call Blanks for the interference, which will mean a caught stealing to end the inning. Let's take another look.
Oh, does he interfere with Buck? Swing and miss.
A little bit of contact
maybe there was
after he
contact
released.
on the throw. Yep.
So that's the call from plate umpire Tony Randazzo. The Padres do get 2 in the first. And the 5, 6, and 7 hitters up for the Marlins. Gabby Sanchez, the first baseman, looks at ball 1 down and away from Tim Stauffer. 16 home runs for Gabby Sanchez. Strike call. Odd way to win the bottom of the first, but the Padres do get a couple. Replay did show that after the release by Buck, he did brush up against Kyle Blanks. So plate umpire Tony Randazzo making the call.
Yeah, he was all over it.
One, 2 coming to Sanchez. Breaks his bat, sends it to left center field. Blanks, headlong diving attempt, but cannot come up with it. A base hit for Sanchez. Nice effort by Kyle, but just hit the glove at all or not.
It was a good effort. Broken bat, fooled by the big swing, and somewhere a 4.5 was registered on the Richter scale. And you know what? He overdove it, it looked like. It looked like it hit up on his wrist.
It did. Came up on him.
Yeah.
Came up and hit him around the neck.
Seismologist somewhere. Where is that? Like up in Oxnard somewhere or something?
They've got the seismograph.
Yeah.
Mike Cameron shortens up and takes a strike.
Actually, it's in Pasadena. So Chiron Bob Wisdorfer. Who knows everything?
There's more than one seismograph, though, isn't there? I wouldn't be surprised if you don't have one out in Alpine. Did he go?
Oh, I thought he did.
Yes. Confirmed by the first base umpire, Larry Vanover.
Here we go. Oh, my goodness. If he hits it, it's a double.
It never gets old.
Good breaking ball by Tim. Nice to have that crooked number up there in the bottom of the first. Shut him down here.
Off the outside corner, 1-2.
Don't throw this guy a slider for a strike. Mike Cameron, veteran guy. His bat has kind of slowed down just a little bit.
Eighth different major league team for Mike Cameron. He had a multi-homer game for the Marlins on July 27th at Washington, so he becomes the only player in major league history with a multi-homer game for 8 different teams. Of course, the Padres one of those 8. Can you name the others?
White Sox.
Yes.
Reds.
Yes.
The M's, as you mentioned. Right?
He was with Seattle.
How many I got?
It's rung up there. You're missing a couple. Of course, we saw him in Boston earlier this year.
Oh, Boston.
But you're missing Milwaukee.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Did you say the Mets?
Did not say the Mets.
It should be all 8. Cameron strikes out for the first out. 3 Ks now for Tim Stauffer. Catcher John Buck.
Tim's got good action on that two-seam fastball away to the righties.
14 homers for Buck. Taking it the other way, foul down the right field side. Saw Tim there, gave a little.
My bad?
Yeah.
Didn't get it where he wanted it.
Staff ahead of the count, 0-2 on Buck. A leadoff base hit by Sanchez to begin the inning. He's at first with 1 out. Padres leading on a 2-run triple in the first for Jesus Guzman.
Well, John Buck does not have blazing speed. He has grounded into 11 double plays this year for the Marlins. Gabby Sanchez actually leads in that category with 15.
Slowly left side, not hit hard enough. Bartlett gets it to Orlando. They force Sanchez, but Buck reaches on the fielder's choice. It didn't have enough zip on it to turn 2.
That actually looked like it was slow motion. You know, Buck out of the box, the ball off the bat, and they just get him. Wow. Brian Gorman says yes. That was close. Well, they got him.
It's so slowly they barely got 1. Second baseman Jose Lopez. He's played for 2 different teams in the big leagues this year, the Rockies and the Marlins, and he homered last night for the Marlins against the Rockies in Colorado. Longtime Seattle Mariner. Spent 6 seasons with Seattle. Time requested.
7:39.
Pacific. Daylight. We're still on daylight savings.
I believe so, yeah.
2-0 pitch. Ball 3.
Beautiful.
68 degrees at game time.
100 out in the Pine today.
I don't doubt that at all.
Yeah, smoking.
Taking 3-0 and a strike to Jose Lopez. Lopez batting in the 8th spot of the order, so the pitcher Javier Vasquez on deck. Rope to left field, but Kyle Blinks barely has to move. Leadoff hit by Sanchez, and he is stranded. Padres picked up 2 in the first on a Jesus Guzman 2-run triple. Bottom 3 come up in the bottom half for San Diego. First, and be a part of history as your Padres honor the all-time saves leader Trevor Hoffman in a special pregame retirement ceremony. Don't miss this once-in-a-lifetime event, and get your tickets before they're gone at Padres.com/Trevor. The ceremony getting underway at 12:30, so they ask that you be in your seats by 12:30 on Sunday. For those of you who are unable to make it to the ballpark Sunday, we'll televise everything at high definition for you here on Channel 4. Deep right field, Stanton back on the track. It's over his head. Nick Hundley rips the first pitch of the second, and he's headed for third. He had a couple of triples against the Mets on Tuesday night, and he adds another one here to lead off the second. Stanton went crashing into the auxiliary scoreboard out there.
Yes, he did. Nick Hundley going the opposite way with some authority. Pitch down the middle of the plate, stays inside it nicely, and look at this contact. Bam! Well, that'll wake you up. You know, at least there's a little give out there with that auxiliary scoreboard. It's not like a brick wall like Wrigley Field. And Nick Hundley keeps his unit clean with a triple.
His 4th triple of the season, so 3 of the 4 have all come this week. First pitch strike to third baseman Logan Forsythe. Four-game hitting streak for Logan entering tonight. Marlin infield cheating in. With Huntley at third and nobody out here in the second.
But you know, Vasquez has got to be thinking down in the zone. Logan Forsythe has to think about something up in the zone. An easy fly ball. Good layoff there.
Game 51 in the big leagues for Logan Forsythe. In the air, center field. Should be well deep enough to get the run home. Cameron makes the catch, and no chance to get Hundley. 3-0 San Diego. 10th RBI for Logan Forsythe.
Nicely done, Logan. You got a fastball. Elevated it. Put a good swing on it. The infield in.
Strike one on the inside part to Tim Stauffer. .157 for Tim in his career. 152 this season. Breaks his bat by the diving Dobbs and into left field. A base hit for Stauffer. One of those Sundays with Trevor Hoffman retirement ceremony. He was taken by Florida in the expansion draft.
For the Florida Marlins in the first round from the Cincinnati Reds organization, right-handed pitcher Trevor Hoffman.
Trevor Hoffman was considered a borderline, I guess, starting prospect, and they moved him into relief in 1991. He had an outstanding year at Chattanooga with 1.87 ERA, 52 strikeouts in 33 innings. Slid a little bit
that was the expansion draft, November 17th, 92. It was Bill White, who I believe was the National League president at the time. And you heard Keith Olbermann doing the commentary for ESPN on the selection as the Marlins took him in the expansion draft. Venable, hot shot, knocked down by Sanchez. He'll take the out at first for out number 2, and Stauffer down to second. Remember who the first pick was in the expansion draft?
David Need.
David Need from Atlanta to the Rockies.
Yeah.
Very good.
I remember the hype about David Need. Well, Vasquez, we talked about first pitch strikes all the time. He's 11 for 11. And he finds himself trailing 3-0.
Sometimes stats don't tell the whole story.
Exactly.
Falls behind this time. Bartlett double to right and scored his first time up. So David Need was the first overall pick by the Rockies. Who did the Marlins take with their first pick in the expansion draft?
Orestes Destrada.
Incorrect, but
he was the first free agent.
He was a free agent.
Okay.
Well, I think he was playing in Japan prior to that, wasn't
he? Jeff Conine?
No, good selection.
No?
I think he was with the Royals.
Okay.
He got picked, but
Rick Renteria.
No. I'm gonna tell you. Nigel Wilson. Remember that name?
I do remember Nigel Wilson.
Who was with Toronto.
Absolutely. So 0 for 3.
Pretty good choices, though. That wasn't bad. 2-1 on Bartlett. Sharp ground ball to third. Dobbs on to first to retire the side. The Padres do add a run. Hundley's triple. Forsythe knocked him in with a sac fly. And Tim Stauffer has a 3-0 lead to work with after 2. 5:35. And country star Dierks Bentley performs live on the field after the game. The special post-game concert is free with a game ticket for this date. You can get your tickets today at Padres.com/Dierks. We have a special guest in the booth. Pitcher Joe Ross is here. Joe, congratulations. Good to have you in the Padres colors, number one.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Joe.
Thank you.
Glad to have you in the Padre family. Exciting time for you.
Oh, yeah, very exciting.
Family all excited. I mean, what's
Yeah.
been going on ever since you've been picked?
Well, I've been working out a lot, and I've been home with my family trying to get some family time in, before I have to leave, but I'm ready to go play.
Good for you. Get in the system, right?
Well, Joe was the 25th overall selection. Now, the signing came deadline day.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about what was going on. Of course, you had the scholarship to UCLA.
Mm-hmm.
So what was all going on last minute? And it was like, let's do it. Let's play pro baseball.
Yeah, well, the last day, it was a little hectic. I was actually at my brother's baseball game. He was pitching in AAA for Sacramento.
Mm-hmm.
But, it kind of came down to the wire right at the very end, and I'm glad we got the deal done.
Let me guess what the deciding factor was. Geometry.
Slow roller up the third base side, barehanded by Stauffer. He throws him out at first. He gets his counterpart Vasquez. Now, Joe Ross was part of the first pitch ceremonies. They had you listed at 6'2", but you're telling me you've already jumped up 6'3", 6'3.5"?
Yeah.
Still some growing, huh?
Yeah.
What size shoes you wear?
13s. Yeah.
So, the old adage, and there's Austin Hedges catching that, and we're going to talk with Austin later. But they say the roots grow before the tree, right? So maybe some still growing going on here.
Yeah, hopefully.
When do you turn 19?
May 21st.
So you got a ways to go.
Yeah, I got a long time.
What's in the arsenal with Joe Ross?
3 pitches, fastball, curveball, changeup. Pretty basic.
You think you're going to add maybe a pitch, or you still feel confident with the 3?
I'm confident, but I'm sure I'll be adding pitches as I move up.
Now, Joe, I want to ask you, of course, your high school, Bishop O'Dowd, correct?
Yes.
Did you ever play in any wood bat leagues? Pitch in any wood bat leagues?
Yeah, well, summer we played wood bat tournaments and games sometimes, so I have had some experience, but not nearly as much as I probably should, to be ready for it.
Now, your older brother Tyson, who has pitched in the big leagues this year with Oakland, I think he's back down at the moment, though, correct?
Yes, he is.
Well, did you have conversations with your brother? Did that influence you at all towards pro baseball? What was his influence on you?
Well, he was a good source for input on the whole thing. Since he went to college, it was kind of different perspective.
Right. Laid down by Bonifacio, barehanded, and what a play! Logan Forsythe throwing out the speedy Bonifacio. You'll have that defense at your disposal someday, Joe, right away.
And that's when it's going to be fun out there, when you have defense like Logan Forsythe. No room for error on that one. He read it. He smelt it. Oh, he came in with some, authority, too. Did you see that? He just wasn't feeling for this baseball. He went in full force, on the run, firing a strike. Not much of a throwing lane either. Nicely done, Logan. Did they make that play at Bishop O'Dowd High School in Oakland?
Oh, I wish.
They didn't have to. You struck everybody out, right?
Yeah, close enough.
Brian Peterson takes a strike. 2 outs, bases empty in the Marlins' third inning. We're visiting with Joe Ross, who was the 25th overall pick by the Padres. Had a 0.83 ERA, 95 Ks, and 67 2/3 innings for your senior year at Bishop O'Dowd. Not bad.
Good question, Joe. Was it, with the numbers, you can talk about the numbers, but was it too easy, or what kind of mentality? You had such good stuff. What was your mentality, even though, pretty much blow the ball by everybody?
Well, every day, I had to focus and get after it. There's no letting back, because, you never know when they'll get a couple hits together and then, you lost the game. But it's just going out 100% every game and then just trying to finish through all 7 innings.
Who was influential in your life growing up and wanting to be besides Tyson?
Definitely both my parents.
Really?
Yeah, they both coached me. My mom, she coached me until I was maybe 5 or 6.
Good for her.
Yeah. So it's truly a baseball family.
Hit foul, pass first. Let's take a look. Joe pitching for Bishop O'Dowd High School.
I said this, Joe, when we first you were drafted, and we looked at this. I love your delivery. It's compact. You've got good arm action through, good explosion off the mound. What do you top out at? I know velocity's not everything, but what's your velocity?
Top out 95, 96.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
Peterson rolls it to first. Scooped up by Guzman. The flip to Stauffer to retire the side. Joe Ross, By the way, quickly, what's up next for you? What's the timetable for you?
Leave tomorrow at 10:30 to go to Arizona, and yeah, then I start.
Congratulations, Joe.
Thank you.
Joe, happy for you. Good luck. Thank you. All right.
Joe Ross, our guest. 3-0 Padres, mid of the third. Baseball from beautiful Petco Park is brought to you by the 9 Honda dealers of San Diego County. Stop by and test drive the all-new redesigned 2012 Civic and check out the latest offers on the full lineup of Hondas. Glad to have you with us on this Thursday night. Mark Neely and Mark Grant from Petco. Padres up 3-0 as we go to the home half of the third, and Cam Maben, first pitch ripping, fouls it back.
Good kid, Joe Ross.
I'm
big
very
fan.
impressed.
I am too.
Not only, obviously, with his physical traits and what he'll bring to the baseball diamond, but how he carries himself.
Yeah, and I know we've heard it. We talked about the draft prior to the draft, but Jason McLeod doing a great job, Jed Hoyer, and all their staff. And that's a lot of work. That's a lot, you know, digging behind the scenes and finding out about a kid, and that's the kind of kid you root for, you know?
Yeah, and you asked him of his influences, and I loved it that he said his parents.
Yeah.
Because I've heard a story that Buck Showalter tells when he was the manager of the Yankees when they drafted Derek Jeter. Right after he signed, as Maben off the end of the bat to right, but Stanton trots back, reaches up, and makes the catch. Cam hit that pretty well the other way for the first out. So Jeter and his parents came into the Yankee clubhouse. This is even before he starts his minor league career with the Yankees.
Right.
And they came up to Buck Showalter afterwards and said, "What you think of Jeter?" And he said, "I don't know how he's going to be as a ball player, but I know he's going to carry himself well." And they said, "How do you know that?" And they said, "I talked to his parents. His parents are both solid people, honorable folks," and he was right on that call.
Absolutely.
So I think you can tell a lot by parents, can't you?
No question. You're a reflection of your parents, aren't you?
I think so. Jesus Guzman has the big hit in this game with a 2-run triple in the first. Guzman improved on his .452 batting average with runners in scoring position. That first inning extra base hit. This time batting with the bases empty and 1 out. Paints the outside corner. Well, another one of the Padre draft picks that is here tonight we will visit with, Austin Hedges, a catcher from San Juan Capistrano. We'll chat with him in the next inning. Totally different from when you were taken in the first round, isn't it?
It is.
Different world.
Yeah, I mean, with technology and social networking, we had a transistor radio in our kitchen listening to WJOL. And the sports guy was on the ticker tape at the station.
And that's how you found out you got drafted?
Getting word from New York.
Guzman swings and strikes out on the high 95-mile-per-hour fastball, 2 outs. So that's how you learned that the Giants had drafted you in the first round, was on the radio.
On the radio.
When did you actually get a call from the Giants?
They must have been really excited because it was like 4 hours later.
4 hours later, they called their first-round draft pick. Hey.
Oh, that's a nice shepherd right there.
Orlando Hudson up. Did you throw 95, 96 out of high school? I know you threw hard. Did they have radar guns back then?
You know what they did? They had like guys on motorcycles.
Yeah, like the Bob Feller example.
Yeah. You
see the video of that Bob Feller when he was, to gauge how fast he was throwing, they had a motorcycle guy going like 95.
Right. They had, back then, they had the jugs gun with, and what happened was it measured the speed of the ball at the plate, not out of the hand.
Right, so it was slower reading.
Correct.
But in reality, a more reliable reading, I think.
Correct.
Padres go down in order for the first time. Pooch? Which Padres coach was a member of the inaugural Marlins team in 1993 when they first took the field as a major league club? We'll have the answer for you in just a bit. We're joined here in the top of the fourth by catcher Austin Hedges, one of the signees of the Padres out of this year's draft. Austin joins us, who, by the way, is celebrating his 19th birthday today. Happy birthday, man! It's a pretty good birthday.
Thank you. It's been a great day. I couldn't have asked for anything more.
Nerve-wracking experience. I mean, going up to the deadline and for your family and all that negotiating. It's got to be frustrating.
It was a long day. But we're very pleased with what happened, and it's good to be out here.
So we visited with Joe Ross. Both of you guys had signed with UCLA. Had you met or talked before signing with the Padres, you two?
Not really, actually. I thought we would. It was just there was so much going on. We never really got the opportunity to talk about it, but I'm thrilled to have him on board with me, and obviously someone I would be with at UCLA if we went the other way, but this is it's pretty cool to have him here too.
5-pitch walk to Mike Stanton begins the Florida fourth inning. Now, you were able to get in uniform today, take some BP, chat there with Will Venable. How'd the conversation with Bud go?
It was pretty cool. It was right after I caught Lukey's bullpen, and
oh, nice.
Just kind of talked about what to expect, and he just told me to get after it and have fun today.
Took some BP, and that ball goes out of the ballpark. I'll let folks know.
You own Rick Renteria. The pitching
I need to go shake his hand and say thank you. It was some of the best BP I've ever had.
He's good.
Oh, he's awesome.
He gets you locked in.
Yeah.
The wood bats, not a problem. I'm sure you've swung a wood bat before, obviously. And
Yeah, it's been throughout the summer and of high school. It's always been wood bat, and especially last summer. But then throughout the fall too, in scout ball and everything.
Dobbs skies it down the left field side, and that's out of reach of Bartlett. Picked up by Blanks, but Stanton down to second, and the Marlins have 2 on, nobody out here in the 4th. Some of the video on the scouting side.
oh, he's not afraid to block home plate. I like that.
You caught for J. Sarah High School, right? San Juan Capistrano.
That's right.
And the swing from the right side. Back behind the plate.
So
now, you have the reputation of being a great defensive catcher. Who is responsible for helping develop your defensive skills?
I owe a lot of credit to my high school coach, Brett Kay. I went with him in travel ball when I was 13 and worked with him 2 or 3 times a week, and then obviously in high school every day. And I've seen plenty of video of him.
Broken bat, Sanchez, shallow right center, and Maven comes in to make the running grab. 1 out. Well, being a catcher, what in your mind makes for a good defensive catcher? Besides the obvious catch, throw, etc., what are some of the subtle nuances that you bring to playing behind the plate?
Receiving is huge. Trying to steal strikes for your pitcher. Getting on the same page as him. Knowing what he likes to throw in certain counts. Just the pitcher-catcher relationship, and obviously stealing strikes for him is going to make him like you a little bit more, and that's huge. Are
you a chatty Cathy type? I mean, are you one that likes to really talk a lot about in communication with your pitcher, or is every pitcher different to where you got to lay back at some you got to get in their ear a little bit?
Different with every pitcher, but I do like to go out and talk to them so we're on the same page and what he liked in the previous at-bat, what he didn't like, so we can be on the same page and try to get the guys out.
You ready to go at this day in and day out, are you?
Oh, yeah.
Where are you going, to Arizona?
Arizona tomorrow morning.
Good for you.
Visiting with catcher Austin Hedges. We grew up in San Juan Capistrano. Now, you're from Orange County, and you can be honest about this. Who'd you grow up following on the major league side, the teams and players?
My dad was born and raised a Dodger fan, so I've always watched the Dodgers. I've kind of grown to like the Red Sox a little bit. I don't want to be a front runner at all, but they play a good game. But yeah, Dodgers mostly.
Who's your favorite catcher growing up?
Pudge.
Yeah.
Try to model myself after Pudge a little bit. He's one of the best.
Are you aggressive at throwing behind runners on base?
Oh yeah.
I like that.
My coach would get mad at me a little bit. Sometimes I'd go 2 or 3 times during an at-bat trying to get a guy just because I think I can get him. But, I'd love to do that.
Left side, they have the force out at second base, and tumbling in goes Dobbs. Over to third goes Stanton. Wasn't sure if Bartlett was going to go to third or second with that.
Yeah.
The ball wasn't hit all that hard. I thought he may try to get the lead runner there.
How about the flip throw, though? Flipper is all over it, down from his ankles, firing a strike to Orlando Hudson at second base. Watch him get to the baseball, then watch the flip throw. Oh, he's so good at that.
The runners at the corners, 2 down for catcher John Buck.
So many things go with being a pro now. Did you sign your glove contract yet?
No.
Bat contract?
No.
You're holding out?
We've started talking about some equipment deals, and that's really exciting.
Yeah, it is.
There's nothing better than getting free stuff. We called it second Christmas in high school whenever we'd get some of the gear.
Well, that's going to be on his tombstone. There was nothing better than getting free stuff, because that's
if it's free,
Mark
give me
Grant.
3. That's right. What kind of bat do you like? I mean, you said you played in the Wooden League, right? Summer League. What kind of bat do you prefer?
I kind of like Trinity's.
Yeah.
It's the local product
Right.
in Fullerton. I swung a Marucci today, and I don't know if I'm going to go back from that now. That was I got some good swings with that bat.
And then gloves?
Gloves, I've been a Wilson guy. It's Wilson Rawlings kind of.
Wilson's a good
I
glove.
use a A2000 right now.
Did you have a chance to talk catching at all with Nick Hundley or Johnson or anybody today at all?
Didn't really talk a whole lot of catching, but I did. I talked with Hundley a little bit in the clubhouse. Yeah, he's a cool guy.
What did you think of the clubhouse?
It was amazing. The weight room is unreal. Yeah.
Have you been to the facility in Peoria?
I have. I played the Junior Olympics a couple years.
So they've got a great facility there to work out in, and those fields are immaculate.
Yes.
Now, you and Joe Ross did have a chance to play together at some point, didn't you?
Right. We played last summer at the Perfect Game National, or the showcase before the AFLAT game, and I caught him in our first game together, and we had a good connection. We were on the same page with what pitches to call and how things were working, and then obviously later he committed to UCLA, and we stayed in contact throughout the summer.
Second best catcher by Baseball America in the draft. That's got to say something, huh?
Down the right field side, near the line, but going foul.
What was it like, Austin, at your games? And I'm sure you're the type of personality, the more people that are there, especially scouts, you probably thrived on that. But when you had your games, how many scouts were at each game?
I couldn't tell you. I thought I'd see 5 to 10 in a game, and then after the game they'd tell me there was 30. And sometimes I thought I saw 10, and it was like, no, those weren't really scouts. There was 5 guys there. So, but eventually they started getting up there.
Comes the 1-2 pitch, slow roller towards the mound. Stauffer gets out of it. So they strand a couple of runners. Catcher Austin Hedges, congratulations. Happy 19th birthday.
Thank you.
We'll always
Austin,
remember
happy birthday.
Thank you.
And congratulations to you.
Austin Hedges, our guest. It's 3-0 San Diego, midpoint of the fourth. And the question was, which Padres coach was a member of the inaugural Florida Marlins team in 1993? And the answer, Padres bench coach Rick Renteria, who actually went by Rich Renteria when he was in the major leagues. Here's Renteria making the nice play at second base, sporting the stash.
Oh, Inspector Clouseau, what is going on there? That was awesome.
And Rick today. The Marlins in 93.
That was so long ago.
Kyle Blanks fouls it. So this is season number 19 now for the Marlins. The only winning season they had in their first 10 years was 1997 when they won the World Series. And of course won it again in 2003 under Jack McKeon. I guess in theory, this is going to be the final trip to Petco Park for the Florida Marlins.
That's right.
Because they will look different next year. As they say, they're going to change the color scheme, the logo, and they're going to go as the Miami Marlins. All that changes November 11th of this year. So 11/11 of 11 is when they're going to bring out the new gear, new logo, and all that.
Who's the new manager going to be?
That's a good question. You know, you always hear that they have an interest in bringing Ozzie Guillen back. He was their third base coach for their World Series team back in '03. Would the White Sox allow that to happen? Kyle struck out his first time. 1-2 pitch. Fouls it back.
By the way, Austin Hedges, another great kid.
Seems like a terrific young man.
You can tell that he's a heady catcher. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I asked that question.
He's a gamer.
Just to see what his response would be. And when he said right off the bat, I like to steal strikes for my pitcher, a grin came over your face. Like, where were you back in the day? No. Swing and a miss. Breaking ball strikes out Kyle for the first down of the fourth. Brings up Nick Hundley, who tripled his first time. He had 2 triples on Tuesday against the Mets, and the most triples in a season for a Padre catcher is 5 from Benito Santiago in '90. And Nick's got a chance throughout the rest of this season to equal or better that.
Hey, Benito can run him a little bit now.
He could.
Yes, he could.
I was interested to hear Austin Hedges say that he's an Ivan Rodriguez fan. Maybe we've gotten to the point, you know, Benito hasn't played in a while now, but, you know, Benito Santiago,
he was fun to watch.
Yeah, that's arguably still one of the top players in franchise history. I would have to think Benito Santiago. High fly left field, got under it a bit though, and Brian Peterson back. 2 outs. 7 in a row now retired by Vasquez. I asked you, Mud, about getting your velocity back in the day, and you threw what in high school? You think? You can be honest here.
Mid-90s, 95, 96.
All right, which it's pretty good gas for back in that day. Breaking ball and strike to Forsythe.
Yeah, and back then they had the jugs guns, which registered the speed of the pitch at the plate. It wasn't out of the hand.
There's the jugs gun and the ray gun.
Correct.
Towards third, Dobbs has it and throws him out to retire the side. Well, let's go back to Bob Feller. We mentioned in the day when they would use the cyclist to judge the speed of the pitches.
Right.
Some great vintage footage.
Our mid-game recap from San Diego brought to you by Murray Lamper Construction. Find the truth in home remodeling with Murray Lamper Construction. See why that they are the company you trust. Get online and visit at murraylamper.com. Marco?
Thanks, Mud. 8-9-1 hitters for the Marlins in the fifth. 3-0 Padres lead. Fish second baseman Jose Lopez lined out to the left fielder Kyle Blanks in the second. Just off the outside corner. '67th pitch of the night from Tim Stauffer. Fastball ripped foul on the left field side.
Strike two.
Kind of a souvenir. Tried to catch that barehanded. That ball had a little sizzle on it.
Yes, it did. A lot of fuzz.
Whoa.
Looked like a slider that kind of got away from him a little bit. Tim Stauffer looking back towards the mound there. You know what, as a pitcher, just let it be. Don't look back at the mound. Like it was the mound's fault, right? Hey, yeah, I wanted to come up and in there. Right?
Send it a message, whether you meant to or not.
Yeah.
3-2 pitch.
Nice.
Goes with the changeup. Strikes out Lopez. Third strikeout for Tim. He fanned the first two hitters of the game and records his first strikeout since the first.
Here's the arm action and the location of this pitch. Down and away. And Lopez, no chance. That front side exposed. Looks like a fastball. Ugh.
4 Ks for Stauffer. Did have one in the second of Cameron. Strike one to Javi Vasquez. Out to short and Jason Bartlett. 2 away. Back to the top of the order, and Emilio Bonifacio, who tried to bunt his way on his last time up. It was robbed by Logan Forsythe. Our Coors Light freeze can. Do or die.
Great handle on that one, and going in with that at full speed and then making that throw. That's a tough throw up that first base line on the run like that.
Very nice play by Logan. Our freeze can brought to you by Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer. Forsythe in at third to guard against another bunt attempt. Taking, and it's a strike.
This is the first pitch of the at-bat. And this is, this is softball.
The slap.
Yeah, the slap. Rafael Furcal like.
It's popped up right side. And Orlando Hudson. 3 up, 3 down. Second time tonight, Stauffer has set him down in order. We're at the midpoint of the fifth here at Petco Park. San Diego 3, Florida 0.
home run inning presented by Harrah's Rincon Casino. The jackpot is growing, folks. $53,000 if a grand slam has hit this inning. You have to register at 4sd.com. Mark?
Thanks, Bud. Tim Stauffer leads off with the 9-1 and 2 hitters schedule. Tim had a base hit his first time up. Single past the third baseman Dobbs. That's the last hit the Padres have picked up, as Javi Vasquez has set down 8 in a row since then and has found his groove. Breaking ball, strikes out Stauffer. That's 4 strikeouts now for each starter. Back to the top of the Padres order. Right fielder Will Venable.
A good swing on one last time up.
They had a sharp ground ball to Gabby Sanchez at first. Was retired. Will, his first time up, popped out to short. Vasquez liking that breaking ball right now.
Free and easy.
And an excellent ratio. The 68th pitch of the night, though, in the dirt.
He's put together a nice little career. Going into this season, 152 victories, 149 losses, ERA just above 4, but he will give you innings.
Just misses with his fastball. Began his career with the Expos. Then went to the Yankees for a year, to Arizona. With the White Sox for 3 years. Atlanta won, back to the Yankees last year. You mentioned all the innings he's put up. A big reason for that, has never been on the disabled list in his 13-year plus
That's
career.
something.
Two-two pitch. The breaking ball is rolled softly foul. Most wins for Vasquez in a season, 16. That was with the Expos in 2001. He won 15 for the Braves 2 years ago. Also won 15 for the White Sox in 07. He's had 11 consecutive seasons of double-digit wins. Fastball hit in the air down the left field side, slicing, and in foul territory, Dobbs underneath it. 2 outs.
Been to Montreal, right?
Never saw a game there.
Oh, okay. Kind of miss going up to the northern part.
Well, I don't think anybody misses the old stadium, but they miss the city, the culture, don't they, Eric?
Absolutely. Smoked meat.
You know, they always ask, what would have happened with no strike in '94? Because the Expos were having such a great year. If they go to the playoffs and win the whole thing, does that keep them from eventually moving? Who knows?
Spark a trend of attendance? Yeah, we'll never know.
Bartlett has doubled and scored, 1 for 2. No, the Expos had about as good a farm system as there was back in the day.
Yep.
Yeah, they produced some big time talent.
Oh, you look at those teams. My goodness. Raines, Cromartie,
Dawson,
Valentine,
Gary Carter,
Wallach. All those guys were, you know, homegrown Expos.
Tim Raines, Hall of Famer? Or is he just on the cusp for you?
He's on the cusp.
Yeah.
Hall pretty good.
Remember, the Expos traded Cliff Lee, Brandon Phillips, and Grady Sizemore for Bartolo Colon. Barehanded by Vasquez, who throws out Bartlett at first. So those were names people didn't really know back then that have all turned out to be nice big league players. Vasquez has found a groove. We played 5 at Petco Park. Padres up 3-0. To get a free hot dog and soda with a paid ticket purchased in select seating sections. The offer is good for any game Friday, September 2nd through Monday, September 5th. Don't wait. Get your Labor Day tickets today at Padres.com/Labor Day.
You know what Labor Day means, don't you?
Barbecues, picnics, and the official end of summer.
Time to put away the white bucks and the seersucker suits.
I'm sure folks all over San Diego will be happy to see those back in your closet.
I love me my seersucker suits and white bucks. Come on.
Anything you say, Atticus Finch. Brian Peterson leading off. 2, 3, and 4 hitters for Florida. Padres scored 2 in the first on a 2-run triple for Jesus Guzman. A Forsythe sac fly brought in Hundley, who had tripled to lead off the second. 3-5-0 for the Padres. 0-3-0 for the Marlins. Ooh. I'll steal a mud line. Where'd that miss?
No kidding.
Lifted to left field, and Kyle blanks. One out for Stanton. Time for our leaderboard, brought to you by Los Primos, home of the Monster Burrito. Get your $5 meal deal for a limited time only. Stanton is homered at 4 consecutive games coming in. He has 29 on this season. Most career home runs before the age of 22. Stanton right now at 51. Mel Ott at 86.
It's pretty good company right there.
That ball's in the air, right center field. Venable, though, in front of the track, makes the catch. Stanton going the other way, flies to deep right for the second out. Now, he came up in the first inning tonight and double. He hit a ball about as hard as I have ever seen a ball hit, and I don't mean that as an exaggeration.
No, I have to agree with you. Take a listen.
Oh. Scalded. That was his first inning double. Wow, that's some power. Cleanup hitter Greg Dobbs, the third baseman, had a base hit his last time up in the fourth. A first pitch strike from Tim Stauffer.
And for Tim Stauffer, that's a hang with him, right? He smoked that ball, but he was left stranded, right?
No damage done. Yep. One of 3 hits tonight for Florida. You have the Stanton double, Dobbs single in the fourth, and a Sanchez single in the second.
Well, it's good to see Tim get right back on that horse and throw up the numbers he's been throwing up. No runs, 3 hits up to this point.
Breaking ball pulled foul. By the way, they timed that line drive hit by Stanton in the first inning in real time from his bat, from contact to where it hit at the base of the fence.
2.3 seconds.
Well, it was a little bit more, a little under 3 seconds.
Was it?
Strike 3 call. Gets Dobbs looking. 5th strikeout for Tim Stauffer, who sets him down in order for the 2nd consecutive inning. The all-time saves leader, Trevor Hoffman, in a special pregame retirement ceremony. Don't miss this once-in-a-lifetime event. You can get your tickets before they're gone at Padres.com/Trevor. And the ceremony starts at 12:30. Be in your seats, please, if you're here at the ballpark at 12:30. If you can't be here, we'll have it for you here on Channel 4. Got a suspicion there's going to be a few tears shed on Sunday.
Absolutely.
Cameron Maben has singled and scored, stolen a base, and fly to right. And Slider puts him behind in the count, 0-2. Twelve in a row retired by Javier Vasquez. 1 out. Trevor Hoffman picked up save number 400, made 6th of 05 at the old stadium in St. Louis. This made him the 3rd pitcher in history to notch 400. Of course, he had a couple hundred left in him. That was May 6th of 05 at St. Louis.
Wow, seeing all those names. Tim Redding, oh my goodness. Brian Lawrence, Miguel. It just escaped my mind. I just saw it. Ojeda, Miguel Ojeda was catching. And that was So Taguchi. So Taguchi.
Popped up behind first and foul ground. Sanchez. 2 outs. So Taguchi made the final out.
Yep.
Without saving 400.
Homemade sign, love it. Let's see here. 4 SD, like that. Go SD. Double X 1090. Nice. Love Andy and Ted and Jerry. Nicely done, kids. Good job, well done.
Two outs, nobody on for Orlando Hudson in the Padres' 6th. And his back elbow hit by a pitch in the first inning. He's only official at bat in the third. He flied to left. Hits that breaking ball that hung, but Stanton's there in right field. Vasquez hasn't made many mistakes in the last few innings. Made one there, but Hudson retired. 14 in a row set down by Vasquez. Permadonix, Southern California's premier dental implant center. By MTS. MTS moves me. And by Cadillac. Visit your San Diego County Cadillac dealer for an attractive lease or purchase offer. Heading into the seventh, Mark Neely along with Mark Grant from Petco Park. All the scoring came early and in the bottom of the inning. That's a good thing for the Padres. 2 in the first, 1 in the second. They lead at 3-0. As Gabby Sanchez leads off the Marlins 7th.
All those early leads, we've talked about it all year long, and even Darren Balsley mentioned before the game the other day. You know, he likes to give the starters an early lead and have at it. You like your chances.
Ground ball to Bartlett. Out by a step and a half is Sanchez. Our Skycamp shot is brought to you by Mossy Ford and Mossy Toyota. Visit us in Pacific Beach or online at mossy.com.
Big John Spreet at the controls of the live Skycam. Does a fine job. I think Big John works on the pregame show as well with Scans and Weisbach and Jenny.
Big John is always around.
He's the man.
Center fielder Mike Cameron. Mike in the first struck out, and in the fourth reached on a fielder's choice. Playing in his 30th game as a Marlin. He played in 33 games earlier this year for the Red Sox. We talked earlier about the multi-homer games. He's had a multi-homer game for all 8 big league teams he's played for, which is a major league record. A lot of people tend to forget that he's one of the few guys that hit 4 homers in a game.
That is incredible, isn't it?
And on cue, hits one in the air to deep center field, but Maben will run it down. Yeah, one of 15 players in big league history to hit 4 homers in a game. Did it back in May of 2002 with the Mariners at Chicago against the White Sox.
Okay, what's more amazing, that or Fernando Tatis hitting 2 grand slams in the same inning off the same guy at Chan Ho Park?
Well, that's only happened one time in Major League history, so I'd have to say that.
Yeah. I still can't get to sleep on that one. That is, what's he doing out there?
And John Buck deep to left field, and that's going to get well over the 401 mark and out of here. Maybe we shouldn't be talking about long balls, as John Buck was just at his 15th. to make this a 3-1 game, and the Marlins are on the board.
That one went out by the flagpoles, it looks like.
RBI 47 for John Buck.
First pitch of the at-bat. It was definitely elevated. Wow, you talk about some extension there.
They haven't put up the distance on them. That's 425, 430 there, isn't it? It's a pretty good poke. One to Jose Lopez up the middle and into center field. So that's going to get the tying run to the plate. The pitcher scheduled, and they'll pinch hit here.
Might get some action in that bullpen as well as Darren Balsley goes out to have a chat with him. 90th pitch, single up the center field part of the diamond off the bat of Jose Lopez. And with the pinch hitter coming up, a little scouting report, a little refresher course from the Padre pitching coach.
They've announced Dwayne Wise, a left-handed hitter, as the pinch hitter. Our comparison is brought to you by the San Diego Toyota dealers. We've got what it takes. Look at innings pitched for Tim Stauffer, who, with how far he has gone tonight here into the 7th inning, he's now pitched as many innings this year as he did combined the last 2 years. Now, obviously, his roles changed, where he's a starter and he had been a relief pitcher the past couple of seasons, primarily a relief pitcher. Though nobody was throwing as well as Stauf at the end of last season in the rotation. Man, he was lights out. Dwayne Wise pinch hitting. Padres have right-hander Qualls up on the right, and the lefty Josh Spence getting loose. Slow roller towards third. Forsythe was playing in, up with it and throws him out. It ends the inning, but Marlins on the board. John Buck with his 15th home run of the season. Time to stretch at Petco in San Diego. Leads it by 2. America saves on tires. Dodgers pulling off the Brewers tonight. Kershaw pitched well. The Brewers had won 19 of their last 21 games coming in and starting to run away with things in the National League Central, but get upended tonight. And the Phillies leading the Diamondbacks 4-1 bottom of the 8th inning. The rookie Paul Goldschmidt has homered for the Snakes.
How about Kershaw? 15-game winner now, huh? 15
well, we've known about him for years. I mean, that guy's
nails.
He is. Steve Cishek in for Florida.
We saw a little bit of the right-hander in South Florida when the Padres were there last month. Fastball slider change. Maybe mid-90s, 94 on the fastball.
So 6 innings for the Marlins starter, Javier Vasquez. He retired the last 14 men he faced. First pitch strike to Blanks. Padres with the 6, 7, and 8 men up here in the 7th, leading by 2. Hit hard and to the left side. First hit of the night for Kyle Blanks. And it's the first Padre hit and first Padre base runner since a Stauffer singled in the 2nd.
Hey, good extension, and he stays in nicely against Cishek, who's kind of low 3/4 arm angle. That front shoulder did not fly open at all. It was good AB by Kyle.
They Conley tripled to right in the 2nd and scored. And then the 4th flight out. And the Padres into the Florida bullpen. You know, a big member of that Marlins bullpen went on the DL today. Lefty-righty choked. Left elbow inflammation. They recalled right-handed pitcher Chris Hatcher from Double-A today. There goes Blanks. And the ground ball is short. Bonifacio goes out humbly.
Not a bad play there. You got Cishek, who's got a sinker ball pitch. The majority of the time he's on, you pound it into the ground, stay out of that double play.
Logan Forsythe knocked in a run with the sac fly in the 2nd. And in the 4th, grounded out. RBI number 10 for Logan. .93 mile per hour fastball, strike 1. Up the middle, cut off behind the bag by Lopez. He throws out Forsythe. When that ball went past the mound, it looked like he had an opportunity for a hit, but Lopez able to get there and make the play. Blanks over to 3rd with 2 outs.
Well, that's an example of Cishek hitting his spots, and also see that sinker in. Yeah, I thought it was ticketed for center field, but Lopez cheating over towards that second base bag, and he makes it look easy.
Aaron Cunningham bats for Stauffer. So Tim's night finished after 7 innings, allowed just 1 run, and after the last 2 starts for Stauffer, both on the road, that did not go well. Nice to see Tim back at home and pitching well. Cunningham breaks his bat on the first pitch and pops up to short, and Bonifacio squeezes it to win the inning. The leadoff hit by Blanks. He's stranded at 3rd after 7. San Diego 3, Florida 1. Best event from Cadillac. Get exceptional offers on the entire Cadillac lineup, including the versatile SRX crossover. Visit your San Diego Cadillac dealer today. 8th inning baseball for Petco Park. On the mound for the Padres, Luke Gregerson.
And a fine job by Tim Stauffer this evening. Timmy really needed that. 7 solid innings. Gave up 1 run. He only walked 1 Marlin, and he'll now turn it over to Luke Gregerson, the slider specialist. Try to preserve the 2-run lead here. Because after those 2 outings, it'd be nice to see Tim Stauffer crack open the paper tomorrow morning and a W next to his name.
Top of the order up in the Marlins 8th inning. Bonifacio 0 for 3. His best opportunity for a hit came in the 3rd. He laid down a bunt. Our third baseman Logan Forsythe barehanded and threw him out by an eyelash.
Hey, look out for that again, huh? Try to get that tying run to the plate.
And Forsythe playing into the edge of the grass. First pitch strike.
And like I said earlier, when he let off, make him hit it in the air. No bad hops in the air.
Anderson's slider down low. Bonifacio's 26-game hitting streak that he had earlier this year ended July 29th. The longest streak by a Marlins player since Luis Castillo back in 2002. Bonifacio was the July National League Player of the Month. Led the National League in hitting, hit 380. Led the majors in steals in July, was 16th. Inside, and it goes to a 2-2 count.
The last time up for Luke was Tuesday against the Mets. Inning of work, 11-pitch effort. And he shaved the mustache. You see that?
Yeah, no more Salvador Dali mustache.
Yeah, he's going back to the prospect look. Clean shaven.
Haircut.
2 bits.
With or without shave. Two. Back to the mound and speared by Gregerson. That one got back there in a hurry, but Luke snagged it to get Bonifacio. Ball may have gotten through had he not come up with this.
Well, Luke is always in pretty good fielding position. After he lets go of the baseball, you know, he follows through that little hop. It's where he gets squared up to home plate. That's always working to the advantage of the pitcher.
Yeah, sometimes you see those righties have a tendency to fall off to the first base side.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Unless you're Bob Gibson. Right?
Yeah, he would fall way off.
He'd show you his name and number on his follow through.
Bob Gibson had more complete games than he had wins.
That is incredible.
Isn't it?
That's an incredible stat.
And he had like 250 wins, something around there.
He must have had what, like
260 something?
No, but as far as losses, he must have had what, 180 something maybe. We could look that up.
Yeah,
easy enough.
No one will ever do that again. I mean, with a decent amount of wins like that. Yeah, more complete games than wins in his career for Bob Gibson. It's a 1-2 pitch to Peterson.
Hey, it's Matt Lato's territory down there.
Corner of the dugout that Matt likes to hang out. Hey, Dan the man nearly got hit. Aloha, Danny. It's a little shaken up.
Danny Barger, he's a pro. No problem. Wipe it off.
That is Aztec alumni hat on, didn't he, Visor?
I think so. Glad it's not a University of Miami visor.
What's going on down there lately?
Oh,
heard anything? Well, there's where the ball hitting our side, and we're going to have to call promotions tomorrow. Get that one redone. Right below Dan's camera. You all right, Dan? Get on the other side. There you go. By the way, Bob Gibson, 251 wins in his career, 255 complete games.
Wow. $255 complete games.
That's insane.
Come on.
It's a different time. One-two pitch to Peterson. Winding to right. Venable unable to cut it off before it hits the 322 sign, and Peterson is at second with a one-out double.
That looked like it might have been a breaking ball from Luke, and speeding up the bat of Peterson. Even though it was down, he wants to backdoor it. You see Nick Hundley, he was on the outside part of the plate, wanted to backdoor that slider. It was down and in. The old sweeper swing there speeds up his bat for a double.
Well, first base is open. The tying run comes to the plate, and it's Mike Stanton. Is this going to be a...
You got to pitch to him, don't you?
Well,
I mean, you don't have to.
You got to be really careful here, no question.
Yeah, the old adage is what? You don't want to put the go-ahead run, right? Up coming to the plate, right?
But...
Or walk the tying run, rather.
Pretty good pitch, but off the outside corner. Do you look at it as, hey, I want Greg Dobbs to beat me, not Mike Stanton?
Well, he would tie it.
Right. Or, yeah.
Right. Me personally,
pitching carefully 2-0.
I'd rather pitch to Greg Dobbs than
that's my
Mike
point.
Stanton. Yeah.
In the first inning, Stanton blistered a double into the left field corner, walked in the fourth, and flied to fairly deep right center field his last time up in the sixth.
I'd have to look at the history between Luke Gregerson and Mike Stanton. Not sure we can find that. Because if Luke is on with his slider like we know he can be, he's lights out.
He's 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts.
Okay.
Against Gregerson, Stanton.
And believe me, they take that all into consideration. They have all that information in the dugout. They pregame meetings, matchups. They're dialed in.
Nothing gets by him.
Nope.
29 homers for Stanton. He's homered in 4 consecutive games. Only looked like he was going to set up in, but instead sets up away, and it's down and away, and it's 3-1.
Well, one thing's for sure, Luke Gregerson is making darn sure he keeps the ball away from Stanton. Got to throw him a slider here, don't you?
Slider away.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he walked in on 5 pitches. Puts the tying runs on base with 1 out.
And it puts a force at any base, and Luke Gregerson, the right-hander, goes after Mike Stanton on the walk. We're going to check out the Carl Jr. pitch track. Once again, away, right? That fastball misses away. Then he goes to his old sliders, trying to bite. And you know what? Stanton knows what's going on here, right?
Sure.
So he shows discipline and lays off those breaking balls in the dirt. Force at any base.
Cleanup hitter Greg Dobbs, the third baseman. And with the injuries and all, Dobbs seeing more playing time for the Marlins. Dobbs' primary reputation in the big leagues had been as a pinch hitter, and a successful one at that. In fact, with the retirement of Matt Stairs not long ago, Dobbs is now the Major League's active leader in pinch hit RBIs. First pitch slider down low.
He's grounded into 10 twin killings. Greg Dobbs.
Tying runs are on base with one out.
Need a two-hopper to Orlando Hudson.
Couple of hops to Guzman, out at second. A look to first, and then a look to third by Bartlett, and runners will be at the corners with 2 outs.
Almost had it. Got his ground ball, which is nice. Guzman guarding the line there, spinning quickly, firing a strike. And sometimes the play is not making the play, right? Bartlett just
hangs on to
it, and then checks that runner at third base.
There's Gabby Sanchez, has singled in 3 at bats. The base hit came in the second. Got to be careful to Sanchez. He was the Marlins' lone representative at the All-Star game this year in Phoenix. He lines it into center field. Maben! A tumbling grab by the Padres center fielder, ends the inning. Sanchez got about every bit of that one. But Cameron Maben streaking in, making the grab to end the threat. It stays 3-1 San Diego. Before August 26th, and you'll receive 5 complimentary tickets so you can enjoy great games this season, sample great seats, and enjoy all the exciting benefits of being a Padres season ticket holder. Don't miss out. The number there at the bottom of your screen, give that a ring, 619-795-5555. Tell the Padres you're in. Top of the Padre order in the 8th, 3-1 San Diego. Venable shortens up and takes a strike. He was popped to short, grounded out sharply to first, and fouled out to third. Alfredo Amezica in the left field now for the Marlins. And Peterson has moved from left to right field. Cishek's pitch misses. 1-2. Paints the low outside corner, and Venable out looking. First strikeout for reliever Steve Cishek. Bartlett got the Padres going in the first tonight with a one-out double to right and scored the game's first run. Since then, he has grounded out twice.
Would be nice to get that run back and eliminate that bloop and blast that the Marlins would need to tie it up if it stays 3-1.
By the way, Amezica, the new left fielder, is batting in the 3 spot, so Mike Stanton is out of the lineup for Florida.
You got to like that, eh?
Well, if it happens, if that spot comes up in the order again, and hopefully it doesn't. We have 6, 7, and 8 due up against Heath Bell in the ninth, but let's put that little nugget away in your back pocket. That's in the air to right field, and now Peterson has moved over there and makes the catch. Stick around for the Sequan Casino postgame show from the Channel 4 studio with Jimmy Kavnar and Bob Scanlon tonight. Sequan Casino, get away for the day at Sequan. Ginny on set, all ready to go.
Oh, she's always prepared. How you doing?
She's doing fine. 1-2 pitch, or first pitch is a strike to Cameron Maben. Singled his first time up. He's also scored a run, 1 for 3. Padres 2 in the first. A 2-run triple from Jesus Guzman. Forsythe with a sac fly brought in Hundley in the second. Made it 3-0, and then a solo shot for John Buck in the Marlins center.
Mark, if you noticed the steady diet of breaking balls from Vasquez and now Cishek to Cameron Maben. Sliders down and away tonight. Seems to be the game plan that these Marlin pitchers put together. See if there's another one here. Nope, fastball.
Well, even the base hit he had in the first inning was an infield hit to third. And that was a pitch that was down and away that he reached, broke his bat, and got off the end of the bat and beat out. The first inning single has given him a 6-game hitting streak. By the way, with Mike Stanton now out of the lineup for Florida, his streak of our 4 consecutive games with a homer will come to an end. But he blistered a ball in the first inning for all it was worth. And went as a double.
Thank goodness he didn't elevate that one.
That would have cleared the Western Metal Building. Towards short, Bonifacio. It's going to set the stage for the night. Heath Bell to face Cameron. Buck and Lopez due up. And it's 3-1 San Diego. your iPhone, iPad, Android, or BlackBerry. Get live audio, pitch-by-pitch tracking, video highlights, and more. Text it back to 31826 or visit Padres.com for details. 3-1 San Diego, top of the ninth, and on comes the closer Heath Bell.
Last time out was Monday against the Mets. An inning, gave up a couple of hits, 18 pitches. Trying to record his 33rd save of the year. Fewer hits than innings pitched. Very nice. Doing well on the walks. Some kind of nice.
And faces the 6, 7, and 8 part of the order with a 2-run lead. Mike Cameron leading off. First pitch curveball from Heath. Ball 1. Cameron 0 for 3 tonight. He flied to deep center his last time up. Padres and Marlins opening this 4-game series tonight. Game 2 tomorrow night will feature Chris Volstad for the Marlins against Padre lefty Wade LeBlanc, who'll make his 7th big league start of the year. We're on the air tomorrow at 6:30 with the Honda Dealers pregame show. 7:05 first pitch. High fly, deep left. Blanks retreats to the edge of the track, moves to his left and makes the catch. To bring up John Buck, who went deep his last time up. This cold hard blast is presented by Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer. This was a no-doubter. The only run off Stalker tonight in his 7 innings pitched.
Hey, he battled, huh?
The home run was Buck's 15th of the season. First pitch fastball at 95, low and away. $18,403 paid on this final home Thursday game of the season. A fastball at 95 on that low outside corner. Tough for Buck to catch up to.
He's fresh, huh? 3 days rest. Last time out for Heath was on Monday. He's getting through that fastball nicely.
Going to take the memories home.
Kind of a shorter breaking ball there, huh? That curveball
had a little more
slider bite to it.
Yeah, it did. You know, some have confused Heath's curveball as a slider at times, but it's a curveball. It's 2-1 to Buck. Fastball on the high inside part takes it to 2-2.
Ties him up. You talk about tying up a guy, and you have that luxury when you throw 95 miles an hour. You don't necessarily have to hit your spot every time. Nick wanted that one down and away, and it leaked up and in.
High fastball slugged in the air to right near the line. Venable coming over. Foul. Foul ball. Not far from the pole.
I had to hold my breath on that one. You get a hard thrower, righty on righty, and you get an elevated pitch and just make good contact on that right field foul pole, and you can see
definitely foul. You see it in front of the pole.
Foul, yeah.
Down near the short porch. So Buck making a bid for a multi-homer night. Fastball outside at 96. It's 3-2. One out, bases empty in the Marlins' ninth. 3-2 pitch from Heath, and a fastball's in the air to right center. Cameron Maybin cruises over. 2 down.
Well, Heath is throwing the fastball about 95. If you talk about a challenge, hey, it's 3-2. That ball's right down the middle. Here it is, John Buck. See how far you can hit it.
Ninth inning with a 2-run lead. You don't want to bring the time out of the play. Hey, see what you can do with it.
No question.
Marlins down to their final out. Here's Jose Lopez, the second baseman, who had a single to center in his last attack. Padres trying to send the Marlins to their 12th loss in their last 14 games. Fastball at the knees, 0-2. High drive to left, but Blanks is there. 3 fly ball outs in the ninth, and the Padres take the first game of this 4-game series, winning it tonight 3-1. Heath Bell records his 33rd save. And the Padres stay perfect against the Marlins, 4-0 against Florida so far this year.
Scoring early, holding on to that lead. That crooked number in the first inning was nice, then adding on the second. And leave it to Gregerson and Bell to seal it up for Tim Stauffer. A job well done.
So the Padres win it. We'll take a timeout. Come back with more from Petco after this.